just appeared. We just that's just the energy was there with the band, and as I was saying before, there's a few tracks that kind of hark back to the 70s because I think they have their own style. So occasionally, it'll just pop up this, these vocal harmonies.
Dude, what are you doing? Bringing this show to a grinding halt like that? Jesus criminy.
Well, we're not going to finish?
I was falling asleep over here. Talking to this guy for a half an hour?
He's the new bass player in Uriah Heep.
Oh, man.
Are people not excited about that?
I was sitting here going, okay, when are you going to get to the interesting stuff? Really? How did you even talk to this guy for a half hour?
Well, you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
I guess. Now, just 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, you were 10 minutes and out with who was the guy you were talking to?
I don't know. Cavalera, Max Cavalera.
Yeah, it was somebody else that it was just like, don't have much to say here.
Oh, well, I've been like that lately, but I talked to this guy, but apparently you don't want to hear it. That's fine.
No, I'm just done.
All right, well, thanks, Dave, for calling in.
Yeah. Now go find Tom Raper and go get your show on the air.
That's right, the Rimmer and Raper Hour.
Right. Well, we got about 15 minutes before we talk to the guys from American Dog.
All right.
So, one of the things we wanted to touch on here was, since we're talking about new records and stuff.
Yeah.
Quiet Riot's got a new one out just called 10.
They do.
And it's just that it's not their 10th album. It's just, I think, because it's got 10 songs, right?
I'm assuming because it's like their 12th album.
Yeah, so I think it's 10 because it's got 10 songs.
Yeah. Now, have you listened to it?
I did. I listened to the studio tracks.
Okay.
Hang on. Gotta sneeze.
Do it on the air.
I had to hit the sneeze button.
Oh, do it on the air.
Yeah.
Give it to him.
But anyway, the live tracks, at least, I did not listen to the live tracks.
Okay.
But they're regurgitated live tracks that feature Kevin Dubrow on lead vocal.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. Now, in my opinion, the studio tracks are fine. Jizzy sounds good. They don't really sound a whole lot like Quiet Riot, but they sound like good rock tunes. Do you agree, or did you think they sounded like Quiet Riot, or what?
Well, the music was Quiet Riot-esque, and the thing is with Jizzy,
yeah,
he's sort of a chameleon.
Mm-hmm.
He almost attempts to make himself sound like the former singers.
Yeah, like when he was in Rat, he did sort of sound like Steven.
And when he was in LA Guns, he sort of took on a Phil Lewis-ish sound.
Right.
And, now that he's in Quiet Riot, he's sort of doing that gravelly Kevin Dubrow style.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's like he adapts his style of singing to try to match what was there at one point.
Sure. And it's good. I mean, the 6 songs that are on the studio tracks I think are pretty good. I mean, they're enjoyable. Do you agree?
Yeah, it is. Look at Demon. Neely's almost sneeze was more interesting than that interview.
Nice.
Yeah. Look at me. I could just sneeze on the microphone and be more entertaining than Uriah Heep. Well, anyway, what do you want to do here with this CD? Since you reviewed it and you are more familiar with it,
I don't even want to talk about the studio tracks. The studio tracks are fine.
Okay.
It's the other ones, the Kevin tracks.
Okay.
And now I'll give Tim James credit here, because Tim James is the one that turned me on to this first before I had even heard it. Tim James bought this record.
Okay.
And well, first of all, let's go back even further. Before we even talk about the tracks, our friend Jack Antonio.
Sure, from up there in Yellowknife.
Yeah, you don't know Jack guy?
Yeah.
So Jack was trying to get an interview set up with Frankie Banali.
Right.
Okay. And Jack, he tried to contact him, and Frankie's answer was, "I'm too busy to do a phone interview, but I'll do an email interview with you."
So did Jack not make it clear that he's a radio guy and not a pub zine?
He made it very clear that he's a radio guy that is actually syndicated on FM stations.
And he'll do an email interview?
Do an email interview.
So how do you pull that off on radio? Do you just read back his answers?
Well, that's what I told him he should do. I told him he should do a dramatic read. I told him he should absolutely do it. And then do a dramatic read with it, but who knows what'll happen there.
Well, the other thing I found interesting about that exchange is that he would not give him a promo copy, that he told him he had to go buy it from Amazon.
That's the other thing I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
If a band told you you have to buy a copy of their record in order to play it and promote it, what would you tell them?
Then I'm not playing it or promoting it.
I told him, because Jack reached out to me. He's like, "What should I do with this?" And I was like, "Dude, you should tell him that you're not only not going to play the record, but you're not going to play any fucking Quiet Riot from now on, just like we did with fucking
Kingdom Come." Yeah,
I was like, "Dude, you cannot get bold. You get no benefit from buying the record so that you can play it on your show."
Right.
Is there really some demand to hear the new Quiet Riot music?
No, and we've pissed off Jizzy Pearl just by our commentary, that we were like, well, when I think of Quiet Riot, I don't think of Jizzy Pearl.
Well, do you have the request email open right now?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
How many emails are in there requesting the new Quiet Riot?
Nobody.
Not a one.
Not a one.
How many are there from last week?
None.
How many are there from the week before?
None.
That's my point.
Well, yeah. Again, it's just like, well, number one, why are we picking the bones of Quiet Riot anyway?
Yeah.
You know?
But I mean, what kind of a shitty thing is it for Frankie to say that? Well, reviewers and his quote was something to, "That's the way it is in 2014."
He's saying, "I can't afford to even give away one promo CD, so you're just going to have to buy it if you want to review it."
But it doesn't even have to be a CD.
Or even digital. The MP3s or whatever.
Digital costs nothing. Is it really so bad that he needs every $9?
Who knows?
I mean, and if it is, and just the thought process was so fucking backwards to me, because now what happens is, guy up in Canada that's willing to fucking promote you on, I think he's syndicated on 4 radio stations as well as a bunch of internet stations.
Right.
And I don't know what his reach is. He might reach fucking 14 people on those 4 stations. He is up in fucking Yellowknife.
Right.
But, even if it's 14 people and 20 more on his internet stations, that's 30 potential people to buy your record that now don't know you have a record. Over 10 fucking bucks? Really? Is that really how it is?
Sure.
And that's because he asked me, he goes, "Are you going to reach out to Frankie to get an interview?" And I said, "Absolutely not. No fucking way." Why would I do that? Right?
I agree.
I was absolutely angry when I saw that whole exchange. And at first I didn't think I thought he was telling it to me wrong or something. And then he sent me the screenshots. And I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Well, he said he was too busy.
Too busy.
With Quiet Riot business.
Yeah.
But he could sit there and type out an email.
Yeah.
He couldn't take 20 minutes to do an audio interview, but he could take 20 minutes to type out an email.
And he has no problems fucking posting selfies on his Facebook of his fucking food every day. Honestly, every day you can see what Frankie Banali's having to eat for dinner. Because I have him on my Facebook. And every day I say, "Hey, we're in fucking Virginia. Look at these crabs." Every fucking day he's out doing that kind of shit. Well,
right.
Take 20 minutes and fucking do an interview to help promote, and maybe you won't be so fucking destitute that you can't afford $9.
Right.
Or not, and it doesn't cost anything to send it to a reviewer.
Yeah. Well, this is a little off the subject, but sort of within the vein.
Yeah.
I ran across a documentary yesterday that I watched.
Okay.
The name of the documentary is called Who the Fuck is Arthur Fogel? Fogel. Who the Fuck is Arthur Fogel?
Okay.
And he's the guy who basically started Live Nation.
Okay.
And he started Live Nation basically back in the 80s.
All right.
And his big claim to fame that really launched him into the promoter spotlight was that he took the Rolling Stones Steel Wheels tour away from Bill Graham.
Oh, wow.
He came in and scooped out the Rolling Stones Steel Wheels tour out from under the Bill Graham promotion agency.
Okay.
And that's what kind of launched him into the spotlight. And ever since now, he's like the big promoter behind the big U2 tour and the Madonna tour and the Lady Gaga and the Police reunion tour, all these huge stadium tours.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're interested in the music business, unlike Jennifer, who says that the only thing a band needs is a good promoter,
right?
she might be right about that. In some respects,
okay.
but this guy makes winners out of these bands. Not that they didn't already build a legacy prior to his involvement.
Sure.
But he's been the one who's been able to put them in the spotlight and have them sell stadiums and arenas and this and that and keep them relevant.
Right.
So if you want to see a really good documentary on music promotion in this day and age and how he keeps these bands alive, it's a really good documentary.
All right, I'll have to check that one out.
Who the fuck is Arthur Fogel?
Arthur Fogel.
Yep.
Nice.
But getting back to Frankie Banali, I mean, this guy, you've made the statement 5 years ago that music has no value.
It does. It has no value at all.
And this goes back to it. The only way that bands make any money in this movie, this documentary, this Arthur Fogel movie basically says, things are 180 degrees of what they used to be. A band used to tour to support the record.
Sure.
But now they put out a record to support the tour.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And, it's backwards from what it used to be, as the old business model used to be.
Yeah.
Well,
it definitely is.
Well, that's the only way these bands, big or small, be it a Quiet Riot or a U2, is make their money is live performance.
Right.
So Frankie is making a grave mistake. Not that anybody's clamoring for the new Quiet Riot, but he's making a huge mistake thwarting anybody and anyone who's willing to give him any exposure of any kind.
Right, because now they're not going to pay any attention to
at all
to what he's doing. No one's going to buy it. The only people he's basically limiting what he can sell of this record to the people that do come to the show.
Sure.
And as we've seen, as recently as 2 weeks ago, that can be 1/3 of what you're expecting.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I reviewed the record because I got it, but I'm like, I've never been told to buy a record if I want to review it. And if I was told that, it's something it's not worth it to me.
Yeah. Why would you go out of your way and spend your money in order to review a record?
Yeah. I mean, where does that benefit me any?
None.
By having the band's name on my site? Big fucking deal. That means nothing to me.
Sure.
People tend, and somebody said it in the chat room tonight, that there are people that, I forget who it was, it might have been Nathan or somebody, but somebody said that they buy records based on what I say.
Right.
Which is flattering to me. I don't think people should do that, to be perfectly honest. But, apparently when I write a review, a lot of people actually think the same way I do, or so they, when I get it ahead of time, it gives them an idea of what they might think of the record. But man, if I start buying the records to, in order to review them, what the fuck benefit do I get from that?
None.
That's kind of the deal, and it's always been the deal, is that the benefit I get is I get the record.
Right.
The benefit they get is that they get attention from the, Pit Riff does 800,000 hits a month. So they get the benefit of being seen potentially by 800,000 people.
Right.
And if that's not good enough, then fuck you. I just found that amazing.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was just like, are you kidding me? But you know what the thing is that way back in the mid 2000s, when I was in a lot of touch with Frankie, mostly through the instant messenger.
Yeah.
Every time I asked him to come on the show, I'm pretty busy, and I got this going on, and whatever. And it's like, all right, dude, whatever.
Yeah, so busy.
Yeah,
well, you know what? And that's fine, because we don't reach a lot of people.
No.
Not at all. We can help a band like Quiet Riot.
Not at all.
Not at all. So that's fine. But we're going to help them right now.
Sure.
Because you didn't listen to the live tracks.
I did not listen to the live tracks.
Right. Now, in theory, these live tracks were put on the end of this to celebrate the life of Frankie's best friend, Kevin Dubrow.
Right. All right, well, let's check out Put Up or Shut Up.
Read the tracks first, because before you even read the tracks, you can obviously see them, but if you were going to celebrate the legacy of Kevin Dubrow, what tracks would you maybe pick?
Well, obviously you would go with the most popular ones.
Which would be
Mental Health, Bang Your Head,
Come On, Feel
the Noise. The ones that people know. The ones that know Quiet Riot.
Slick Black Cadillac.
Sure. Love's a Bitch.
Yeah. The biggies.
Yeah, the ones that people would know.
Yeah. Read the track list of these four that they decided to use to celebrate the life of Kevin Dubrow.
Put Up or Shut Up.
Was that a hit?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah. I mean, I know the song, but I don't.
Free.
Okay, from Rehab.
South of Heaven.
Also from Rehab.
And then Rock and Roll Medley.
Yeah, a cover.
Okay.
All right. So you have those as the four to celebrate the legacy. Sure. All right, so please go ahead and play this. Now this, again, much like the Judas Priest, but in a much more grave circumstance here.
Right.
These are out. These are not demos. These are what was released to the public on digital only release of the new Quiet Riot album 10.
Okay. I like to also point out that one of the new songs,
yes,
goes back to something we covered about 4 weeks ago.
Okay.
One of the new songs, the name?
Yeah.
Dog Bone Alley.
I didn't notice that.
Dog Bone.
That's funny.
Dog and a bone.
That is funny.
Yep. All right, let's listen to a few seconds of this Put Up or Shut Up.
All right, let's check it out.
I want to see your hands in the air! Everybody, everywhere! Come on! Coming to get you, baby! She's got hurricane eyes, and you know what you see. She's got love in her thighs, and she gives it for free. You'll make you shiver and shake, and you'll be here tonight. You gon' pull on the brakes, and you'll be her fight. Yeah, he's gonna tease you up and down now. He's gonna play for keeps. Hold up, shut it up now. Hold up, shut it up.
Well, that didn't actually even sound like a mixing board recording. That almost sounded like an ambient recording.
Let's say, where'd they put the boombox?
Yeah, it's again, it doesn't even sound like it's off the board.
Well, there's that. The production quality is awful, but Kevin sounds awful.
Yeah, his voice kind of gave out at that one point there.
But there's like 2 or 3 points where he cracks badly.
Right.
Oh man, go ahead, play another one. Play the other ones.
Here's Free.
Okay.
Well, I can definitely see what caused the rift between Kevin and Rudy Sarzo, because that bass is just overdriven.
Yeah,
way overdriven, and that was one of the things that Kevin complained about on the show prior to his death, is that he had some bad words to say about Rudy, and he was just saying that his bass was just overdriving,
right,
and making him deaf. And if that's any indication of that bass is just distorted.
Yeah. Well, was Rudy on that tour?
I don't know. That's the
Rehab?
thing. Yeah, he was on that tour. That was when they did the original lineup.
Yeah, that was with Chavis, with Bill Chavis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that one wasn't as bad, but the production still, it sounds like it was off a cell phone.
Yeah, it does. It's an ambient recording and not a board recording.
I mean, why would you put that out as a professional band, as part of your professional release?
Sure.
Maybe that's why he wanted the reviewers to pay for it, because he knew they wouldn't, and then they wouldn't review it
at all.
That is really poor.
Right. All right. Well, we got 2 more. Here's South of Heaven.
Okay.
The music is just overpowering.
Yeah. Does it make you want to run out and go see Quiet Riot?
No. I mean, again, this isn't even a good board mix. It doesn't even sound like it was recorded off the board. That's the only way I can explain it. It's like somebody put a mic out there in the crowd, and that's what they picked up.
Yeah. Yeah, look at Angel of Death. So they are seriously attempting to sell this to people? It sounds like a shitty bootleg.
It is.
Well, all I could say is this is the copy that comes from iTunes.
Right.
This is exactly what you get when you buy it from iTunes.
Not good.
Jackal 1, how come I don't recognize none of these tracks?
Right.
Well, that would be because it was from the album Rehab.
Right.
That came out in 2007. Hey, you want to play the other one, the covers one?
Just the last one. This one is called Rock and Roll Medley.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
All right, let's check this out.
Hold on, before you do.
It's my pleasure to introduce you to...
Let this one play a little bit, because Kevin has some doozy vocals in this.
Okay.
It's my pleasure to introduce you to my oldest and dearest friend, a very special person in my life. I've been through thick and thin with this man, and he's one of the finest drummers in rock and roll. Will you please give it up for Mr. Frankie Banali on the drums.
Red light, mama looking for a ride. There's fire in your love, but you're cold inside. Cry to the world that your nights are free. And 50 cents a time, understandably, it don't make. I don't expect you to take my advice, but you can make it easy. Just review the price. Looking awful pretty. Twice as nice to pay the price to get it on. Get it on. Where's your cousin Ruby with the shit hot lips? She got long sagging boobs and fortitude hips. She's a monster. Alligator slim bobbing, thigh-high boots. She works for kids to wear heels in blue vein nude. Boogity boogity. Know that she's a hustler and she's been like a tank. She's got hands on her armpits. Everything's right. Got a swell belly, and there's money in the bank. Oh, red like mama, red hot. Ooh. Can't you see what
I think that song came from Kevin's solo record.
I think so, too, yeah.
That was on his solo record. So, again, it almost sounds like they didn't really practice that one too much prior to playing it, because there was like a lot of drum fills there. Like they were trying to, I don't know, they just weren't cohesive in the song the way they were playing it.
Yeah.
So here's my thought on this.
Okay.
If Kevin was still alive,
Yeah.
and some bootlegger out there put this out as an unofficial release,
Yeah.
they would be suing him.
Probably true.
Because it's just like, that's not a real good representation of the band. How could they put this garbage out?
Chaco 1, I'm going to run down to my local library and listen to the...
Right. Pick up the Reuben Cross while you're out there.
Yeah, Reuben Cross is probably there too, Jack.
I think they might even have a copy of the Wiry Dogs. Which, by the way, there is a new caption contest over there on the Classic Metal Show Facebook, facebook.com/CMS, about the library.
Oh, my God.
I'd like to see if you guys and gals can come up with some good new captions for that.
Sure.
So, well, dude, Michael Hannon and the boys are waiting in the wings.
All right.
They would like to make their appearance here on the Classic Metal Show.
Okay.
As you know, American Dog also has a new CD out.
They do, which sounds much better than what we just played.
Much more gooder.
And much more gooder than the Judas Priest.
Oh, way better.
Definitely.
And it's amazing that a little band out of Columbus, Ohio has the ability to have such quality sound when their budget is nowhere near the budget of a Judas Priest.
Yeah, well, it all comes down to how you do it, I guess.
Well, you know, these guys don't spend a lot of money on their records, but they sure sound like they do.
Well, they spend it in the right way.
Sure. All right, well, let's jump into some new American Dog. The new CD is called Neanderthal.
Yes.
And I'm going to play a tune here. I'm going to play Let me see here. What should I play? Who's She Killin', I think, is a good one.
All right, sounds good to me.
Who's She Killin'? So we're going to come back with Michael Hannon and the boys, find out what they're up to, and talk about the new one, Neanderthal.
Sounds like a plan, Stan.
All right. Well, here is the brand new American Dog from the Neanderthal release, and this is called Who's She Killin', exclusively here
on your classic metal show.